Welcome to For Book Lovers Only Live Radio, where we discuss amazing books written by talented authors. For Book Lovers Only Live Radio is a proud member of the Village Connector Media Network. If you love books, we have a home for you. Now time for your host and chief book lover, Rob Brown.
Hello, book lovers, and thank you for joining us at For Book Lovers Only Live Radio, where if you love books, we have a home for you. My name is Rob Brown, your internet radio host and chief book lover, and I want to thank you all sincerely for watching and for the wonderful feedback that we've been getting from book lovers all around the country and the world, for that matter. Thank you all so much. We strive to improve with each broadcast and to inform with each broadcast, and we truly invite any comments or suggestions that you may have with regards to these broadcasts, and you can send them to me directly at rob@forbookloversonly.com. That's rob@forbookloversonly.com. I love getting emails from our book lovers and from our fans nationwide and worldwide, so feel free to reach out to me to tell me what you think about our show, and once again to give me any comments or any suggestions about things that you want to see in future broadcasts. We want to thank all of you who tuned in for the past few weeks for Children's Book Month. We want to give a special thank you to all of our authors who joined our For Book Lovers Only family, whose books are now up on the website and are available for purchase, and especially our guest authors who were either in the studio or whom we had a call out to. Those authors were Renee Brown, Eileen Paisanka, and Deja Edmond. Wonderful guests, wonderful authors. We wish you all so much success in your writing endeavors, and we look forward to keeping in touch with you. And we want to thank all of our authors, all of our children authors who submitted books to be up on the website for Children's Book Month. We want to thank you so much, and be sure to go to the website to purchase those books. There are some amazing children's books, and we want to thank all of our authors and all of our book lovers. For those children's authors whom I've spoken to, but I haven't yet had the chance to discuss your books on the show, I will do so in the upcoming months. I thank you for your patience. It was pretty overwhelming, the response that we received from children's book authors pretty much around the world. It was a wonderful response. I'm so happy. It's just we only have so much time and so many opportunities to talk about the books. But rest assured, we will be talking about your books in the coming months, and I will be in touch with you with regards to scheduling. Thank you for submitting your books, and we will be learning about you and spotlighting your books very soon. But this month, we are transitioning from children's books to sports, fitness, and nutrition books. This is NCAA basketball tournament time. I know the March Madness is making everybody go crazy. I know I'm excited. I did my undergrad at Michigan State University, so I'm hoping that my Spartans go far. And many of our book lovers right now have sports on the brain. So we figured that it would be a good time for us to chat about books involving sports and fitness and nutrition. And quite naturally, we're going to have in our studio guests that are sports, fitness, and nutrition authors to share with us their books and their expertise. This is a very important subject. You know, sports, fitness, and nutrition. It's vital, you know, to live a very healthy lifestyle. But I know a lot of people probably don't have the information necessary to really know what to do, what type of exercises to do, what type of foods to eat, and we're going to dedicate ourselves to that for this month. So we're really excited about that. And our call-out guest today is Belinda B. Fit Johnson. She is the founder of the Fitness Shift movement, and she has experienced phenomenal success in whose books you will see before you here. And we are honored and privileged to have her as our guest, so stay tuned. We will be talking with her shortly. But before we do, before we dive into our books, before we dive into our call with Belinda, I wanted to set the foundation for Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition Month first, just to give you some basic information to work with so that you can keep up with the information that our authors are going to share from their books. Some useful information, educational material about fitness, about healthy foods. Now, this is just some basic information for your own personal use. That my staff gathered from a basic web search that you'll find useful. But before we begin, I want to kind of issue a warning, but a caveat, so to speak. By all means, if you are thinking of changing your diet or engaging in a new exercise program because of the information that you will receive from this show and from the next 2 or 3 shows, broadcasts that we do, please check with your doctor and your nutritionist first before you make any changes. We want to be safe about fitness and health, and it's best to go to the professionals to make sure that if you do make any changes to your diet, and if you do make any changes with regards to starting a fitness program or altering the fitness program that you're already engaged in, you want to talk to your doctor and your nutritionist first. We will make sure you all are safe. So I want to start with a basic food pyramid. Now, there are a variety of food pyramids that are available on the web. We chose one that we thought was pretty comprehensive. The types of foods and the portions that you should be eating on a daily basis to make sure you're getting your nutrients. Now, at the bottom of the pyramid, as you can see, it has rice, whole grains, things like potatoes, oats. You should eat about 5 to 7 servings of those per day. Now, probably if you are looking to maybe drop a few pounds, you probably want to do maybe less servings or maybe smaller portions of those 5 to 7 servings per day. So that's the bottom rung of the pyramid. Now, the tier above, fruits and vegetables. You want to have 2 to 4 servings for each. 2 to 4 servings of fruits and 2 to 4 servings of vegetables. And I love salads. I love vegetables. I love salads with deep greens, the kale, the spinach, the mustard greens, the collard greens. I love those types of salad. So this is probably my favorite tier of this food pyramid. But you want to make sure that you get 2 to 4 servings of each of fruits and vegetables per day. Now, for the tier above that, the third tier up, you want to make sure you're getting your meats and your dairy products, fish, turkey, and chicken, lean cuts of red meat, eggs, cheese, yogurt, and probably about 3 servings of those per day. The thing about red meat is you want to make sure, that tier for the protein, you want to make sure that you watch the amount of protein that you're ingesting, especially if you may have some issues with your kidneys. You want to make sure that you watch that. And also with regards to eggs, if you eat a lot of eggs, your cholesterol count could go high. So make sure that you eat eggs, but don't really overdo it on that. And for the top tier, we have fats, oils, sugar, and salt. Now, obviously, those 4 can add some flavor to the foods that you eat, but you want to have those in very, very small portions. And if you're going to have fats, you want to make sure you have healthy fats. They're found in avocados. For the oils, I love to eat and cook with olive oil. Grapeseed oil is another type of oil. There are a couple others out there that are pretty good. You definitely want to go easy on the sugars and the salts, especially if maybe you're, diabetic, pre-diabetic. You want to make sure that you definitely limit your sugar. For salt, you'll make sure you limit your salt. If you have hypertension or are borderline hypertensive, you want to make sure that you limit your salts. For me, I use pink Himalayan salt. I love it. It really adds flavor to the foods that I eat, especially when I make a salad. I have completely given up salad dressing. I am in love with blue cheese dressing. I love ranch dressing. Gave them both up. When I make a salad with a lot of fruits, sometimes I have some vegetables. I have vegetables and fruits in my salad. I'll maybe throw in a couple of almonds, some blueberries, and instead of drenching it in blue cheese dressing or ranch dressing the way I used to, I basically put some, probably like maybe 3 to 4 tablespoons of olive oil, and I put a little pink Himalayan salt, and it really brings out the flavor of the vegetables and the flavor of all the foods in the salad, and I highly recommend that. And like I said, a lot of the salad dressings have a lot of sugar and a lot of salt, so you probably want to either limit those or eliminate them altogether the way I did. So that is a basic food pyramid, and like I say, there are a variety of different food pyramids that are available on the web. This one is one that we thought was pretty comprehensive, is pretty accurate. Obviously, there will be, some discrepancies and differences in other food pyramids that you see when you do a Google search. But basically, this is a pretty good comprehensive food pyramid, and it gives you a good base from which to plan your daily diet. Now, Going to exercise, I want to talk to you about basically the 4 types of exercises that you want to engage in or maybe incorporate in what you're already doing. And they come in basically 4 different categories. There's endurance exercises, basically walking, jogging, swimming, cycling. They are known as aerobic exercises. And I know you see a lot of terms being thrown around, aerobic, anaerobic. I want to clear some of that up for you today. Aerobic exercises involve continuous movements with large muscle groups like your legs for 20 minutes or more. They really get you out of breath, and you can get a really good sweat and a good workout from those types of endurance exercises. The second type of exercise are strength exercises, weightlifting, plyometrics, sprints. Now, they are known as anaerobic exercises. Now, what's an anaerobic exercise? It increases the force your muscle contractions can generate, which serve to improve your strength, your power, and your speed. So a lot of times you see the guys with in the gym, or the women in the gym, whoever's in the gym, they got the plates, like 3 or 4 plates on each side, and they're really lifting hard. They don't do a lot of reps, but they do 3 to 4 reps, but they're lifting a lot of weights. That's known as strength training. So you want to see if you can incorporate that in your exercise program as well. The third type of exercise involves flexibility, stretching your legs, your joints, your calves, different types of yoga poses. Now, what do flexibility exercises do? They serve to enhance the range of motion of your muscle and your joint movements. And they're really good, especially if you're starting to, age, get into your 40s or your 50s. You really want to engage in a lot of those flexibility exercises to make sure that your joints stay flexible and that you can stave off arthritis for as long as possible. So definitely incorporate flexibility exercises in your exercise regimen. And finally, the fourth type of exercise that you want to make sure that you're engaging in on a regular basis are balance exercises. Basically, things like standing on one foot, heel-to-toe walking, balancing yourself on the inflated exercise balls that you see in the gym. A lot of times you'll see people doing that. This improves your ability to maintain body alignment while resisting unwanted bone and joint movement. So I think that balance and flexibility really go together. But when you look at it holistically, all 4, endurance, strength, flexibility, and balance are very important in maintaining your health, maintaining strength, speed, dexterity, and your just abilities to function. And once you engage in all 4 and you start to do it on a regular basis, you will see that normal things that you normally do just with regards to your everyday activities even become easier. Walking up steps, carrying groceries from your car to your house, things like that really start to get easier, and you really start to see the benefits a lot of times within like a couple of weeks and maybe even a couple of days. So definitely you want to incorporate all 4 into your exercise regimen. So that's just some basic information for you to start off with, and you can go back and review this broadcast, kind of ingest it, talking about the food pyramid and the 4 types of exercises, and that will give you a really good basis from which to kind of understand the types of books and the conversations that we're going to be having for the next few weeks with regards to sports, fitness, and health month here on For Book Lovers Only. And I want to stop and do a quick broadcast ID. My name is Rob Brown, your internet radio host and chief book lover. I'm so excited today to be on For Book Lovers Only live radio, where if you love books, we have a home for you. I want you to take a quick moment, and if you're looking at this broadcast through Facebook, please click the share button on your screen. Please share this broadcast with your family and friends and people you're connected to on Facebook. We have a lot of great information that we're going to be sharing for the next couple of weeks, once again, about sports, fitness, and health. And for the people in your network and people in your family and your friends whom you love and care deeply about, you definitely want them to have this information, and you want them to get a copy of these wonderful books from these amazing, talented authors that we're going to have both in the studio and through our call-outs for the next few weeks. Now, the author that I want to highlight today, she is a wonderful, wonderful author, wonderful person. Her name is Belinda Johnson. She is a sought-after fitness expert, speaker, author, and she is known for her unique ways of inspiring others to live a healthy and fit lifestyle. Now, her profession has led her on many platforms. Check this out. This is just so impressive. She has been on the Dr. Oz show. She's been on Fox 5 News. She's been on Let's Talk Live DC, TBN, and a host of other media platforms. So she is definitely making her rounds. And after years of personal training and teaching boot camp classes, she's now going around the world speaking and helping to build healthy leaders, employees, and entrepreneurs by promoting healthy living. Coach BFit, her goal is to inspire and motivate you to live a healthy and fit lifestyle. And I love her motto. Her motto is fitness starts now, never later. Fitness starts now, never later. I love that. So you can definitely tell that she is not a procrastinator. She is a woman of action, and we are so happy to have her on our show this afternoon, this wonderful sunny afternoon in Laurel, Maryland. So thank you, Belinda. We're going to be calling you really soon. We're going to be talking about your books first. She has written 3 books. We have 2 here today. And unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately, we don't have the 3rd book here today, but it's actually fortunate that we don't have it. And the reason why I say that is because her 3rd book sold so many copies that she didn't even have one to loan us because they have been just flying off the shelf. And we're going to talk about all 3 of her books today. Her first book that we're going to be talking about is titled Fitness Shift. And Fitness Shift is an anthology created of a variety of different women, very, very strong, powerful women who made a heart decision to use fitness as a way to shift their destiny. In the pages of this book, you will find heart-stirring and intimate stories that you or someone you may know can identify with, be strengthened by, and know that change is definitely possible. And I think this is a wonderful read. She was able to compile the stories of so many successful women that had faced challenges and looked those challenges in the face and said, I'm going to take you on, I'm going to defeat you. And it's just some amazing stories here. I'll read a little bit from one of the contributors of this book, author TDR. And I'm going to read about a page, maybe a page and a half of her contribution. As I sit here typing these very words on this page, I am reminded of the power of a new decision. For the past 11 years, I have struggled with my weight. After giving birth to my first child, I remained in a place of comfortable discomfort. Yep, comfortable with settling with the disturbing truth of wishing I had the discipline to get healthy and get fit. Prior to that, I had the perfect shape. I'd always lived life as a girl that was fit and could wear anything she desired. Fashion was and still is a huge form of expression for me. So what happens when the things you desire are no longer available in your size? When your husband no longer looks at you the same? When you can barely bend over to tie your own shoes? You decide to lose the weight and get your life back, right? Well, sort of. Deciding to do it in your mind is a lot easier than the daily action required to support the desire. I would soon realize my biggest obstacle today: discipline, willpower, consistency. The traits that I used to be strong in when it came to business and every other goal in my life became what felt like the battle of a lifetime. I finally had to admit that I had a very deep relationship with food. It was my comfort. It was my safe place. It was my happy space, and it was my sad space. I could toast to a celebration and then throw in as much cake as I could, or I could end a stressful day in pure delight over a box of shrimp fried rice, 2 egg rolls, and braised wings. That was normal for me all the time. So yeah, these amazing authors in this book really share a lot of their struggles with regards to fitness and weight and food, but they were all successful in meeting the challenge head on. And Fitness Shift is just a wonderful book of inspiration and trial and struggle and eventually triumph. So we highly recommend that you go to our website and pick up a copy. It's a wonderful read, and it will inspire you to be the best that you can possibly be. It's called Fitness Shift, and it is available on our website at www.forbooklaversonly.com. That's www.forbooklaversonly.com. Now, the second book that Belinda Johnson wrote, it's called Your Psalm to Wellness, and it gives motivational declarations via biblical truths derived from the book of Psalms. These inspirational words of truth provide the reader with a no-holds-barred look at how they should see themselves through God's eyes. It's a wonderful book. In this book, it's a book, as you can see, the the cover, it's a book of both health and fitness, but spirituality. And it is a wonderful read, and it's just wonderfully inspiring. I believe it's probably about, it's a little less than 70 pages, but these 70 pages have a lot of inspirational material in it that's going to help you with whatever challenges that you may be facing with regards to your own health and fitness. I want to read a little bit out of your Psalm to Wellness. When you exercise and eat right, you look good and you are full of energy. Therefore, you will fill your mouth with plenty of fresh fruits and veggies along with lean protein, just like we were talking about earlier. People will say, wow, you look great. And your response will be that the Lord has restored my health. He has turned my sickness into good health, and I am reaping life and it more abundantly. You will sow and invest in your health so you can enjoy all the things that He has freely given to you. I will no longer complain about working out. I will do it with excitement, high expectations, and I am looking forward to great results. She has just a wonderful, wonderful attitude about healthy eating and fitness and working out and making sure that she is all that she can be. And I had the opportunity to actually meet Belinda in person yesterday, and she is like super fit. I mean, she is just absolutely amazing with regards to her own personal fitness, and she is inspiring people all around the world to get in better shape and to really achieve the goals, dreams, and aspirations that they have with regards to their fitness. And we are really excited about having her in the studio. And the third book that I want to talk to you about, and unfortunately, like I said, I don't have the book in the studio, but we, because she sells so many of these books, people they really want to learn about what she has to teach in this book. It's called Meals in a Hurry. And it is a wonderful book. It is created to teach you how healthy eating can be simple, quick, and of course delicious. She aims to change your way of thinking when it comes to preparing your foods in the midst of a busy lifestyle. And I can tell you, it is not surprising or shocking that this book is flying off the shelves, especially in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. For those who are in other parts of the country or in other parts of the world that are watching this broadcast, D.C. is just very, very hectic. It is a rat race. It is very, very fast paced. Everybody's on the go. Everybody has a million things on their to-do list, and they're trying to get them all checked off. And sometimes it's really hard to eat healthy. There are a plethora of fast food joints on every corner here in this area, and sometimes you're like, hey, I don't have time. I'm just going to go in and grab a burger. I'm going to go in and grab a burrito. And a lot of times you don't really have the opportunity to sit down and plan meals that are healthy with lots of fruits and vegetables and whole grains and lean proteins. It can be really hard, like I say, especially in this area. And this is not just about, the D.C. area. Obviously, it's a very, very busy area, but in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami, and other cities and everything in between all around the world, we know that people are busy, and a lot of times they just don't have the opportunity to make these healthy meals. But she shows in detail how you can do it and how you can really achieve your fitness goals and achieve your healthy lifestyle goals and do it in a hurry. Meals in a Hurry, and it's a wonderful book. Once again, unfortunately, I don't have a copy of the book to read out of it, but we're going to be calling Belinda shortly so that she can tell us from her own words about the book, and she can just share her knowledge of Meals in a Hurry with us. So I'm going to give her a call right now. Hello, Belinda.
Hi.
Belinda, hi. This is Rob with For Book Lovers Only Live Radio. How are you doing?
I'm good. Happy Sunday, Rob.
Happy Sunday to you as well. Well, listen, first of all, we want to start off by thanking you so much for being our guest. We learned a little bit about your background and just all the things that you are doing. It sounds like you're going 24 hours a day. We know you're making, the media circuit with a variety of different, media events. And we just want to once again thank you so much for being a guest on our show. Could you just kind of introduce yourself to our book lovers in your own words?
Well, sure. First of all, let me thank you and your team for allowing me this opportunity to share my voice. I'm always excited to have that opportunity to share my voice of health and fitness. So hello, book lovers. It's Coach B Fit on the phone. talking to you from Annapolis, Maryland. So for those who are probably just tuning in, I am Belinda B. Fit Johnson. The B. Fit came from my boot camp class. That's what they call me because I'm considered a drill sergeant. They said, don't let the little short stature fool you, so they call me Coach B. Fit or Drill Sergeant B. Fit. So that's where that came from. I've been in fitness for over 20-plus years.
Right.
One of the ways that I came into fitness is through what I call a wake-up call, a rude awakening. It was during a time in my life, in my 20s, when my dad lost both functionings of his kidney. And we were all called, it's 5 of us, 3 girls and 2 boys.
Mm-hmm.
We were all called to the hospital to find my dad laying on his back. Now, you're talking about a man who was always there for his children. He was one of the greatest providers. He is one of the greatest providers there is that I've ever met. And he was laying on his back like lifeless. And the saddest part about all of this that was going on at that time was that there was no one in the room healthy enough to give him a kidney. Right. Even if we were a match, we were not healthy enough because all of us had neglected taking care of our bodies for so many years till we had developed all different types of sickness and disease, being overweight and as well as high blood pressure, diabetes, pre-diabetic, you name it. It was so much in that room, including a 415-pound sister. And all of us was overweight, but the heaviest sister was 415 pounds. And none of us was in a position to give someone life that had given us life. So that was the rude awakening for me. That's the moment that Coach B. Fit was born. I made a conscious decision not to allow another moment or another opportunity to come my way where if I was in position to help someone, especially one of my loved ones, I would be in a healthy position to do it. That was my rude awakening. And that's pretty much how I got into fitness over 20-some years ago, just wanting to be in the best shape that I can be, not just for myself, but for my family as well.
That's an incredible story. So the rude awakening that you had, seeing your father just laying there and you realized that nobody in the room could help him. What did you do? What steps did you take to make the change? I mean, did you just kind of go cold turkey and say, hey, I'm just going to take everything in my refrigerator and just throw it away and just going to buy fruits and vegetables? How did you make the transition?
And actually, what you're saying is basically what we did. We left that day after much prayer and coming together as a family. Thank God my father was blessed with 2 kidney transplants, and he is doing very well, living healthier than he's ever lived in any days of his life.
Oh, that's
beautiful.
But
that day, we left the hospital, and I transformed our kitchen that day because I was acting out of emotions and everything, but it was a good thing that I was acting out of emotion because I cleaned everything out of the cabinet. Now, keep in mind, I didn't have much knowledge about fitness at that time, but I did know the foods that we were eating were not contributing to good health. Okay. They were contributing to the bad health that we were having at those times. So I went cold turkey. I just being that I did not know a lot, I knew that we needed to switch from fried chicken to baked chicken, grilled or broiled. I knew that we could not do fried potatoes and fried corn every day. I knew we needed to venture out into getting steamed vegetables, grilled vegetables, and not overcooking them. I'm from the South, as you can hear in my accent. Right. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, where there is some good cooking, but it's not always good for our body.
Right.
So that's kind of what we did. We went cold turkey, and we actually I started with my family. We just got up, and we started walking for 20 minutes a day. I mean, it wasn't anything deep because all of us was overworked, and we were all in some type of situation where we did not have a lot of time. So we all got up, and we walked for 20 minutes a day, and that went on for about 3 months. And it began to send a buzz around the neighborhood because weight started dropping, and we slowly but surely started changing our eating habits, whether when we went to the fast food restaurants, instead of getting the fries, we would get the yogurt parfait, or we'll get the fruit, or we'll take one of the breads off of the sandwiches and cut the fat in less than half. We just started making small changes, but the small changes that we were making were producing big results. So it became known in the neighborhood and in the community till I started a boot camp. And the boot camp all of a sudden just started bringing in families because they saw our family transform. My sister, who was 415 pounds, she went from 415 to 392, 392 to 367. And so far to this day, she's down to like 232. So those are the changes that was being known out in the community, and we began to do a boot camp together as a family. So that's kind of where we got started.
So you realized that you all needed to change, and you threw away the bad foods. You replaced it with fresh fruits, vegetables, and you started doing some moderate exercise, and you saw results. I wouldn't say instantaneously, but pretty quickly you started to see results, and it just kind of caught on in the neighborhood. Now, when you switched over from those foods, a lot of times people will be like, it's, just eating healthy is just so expensive. I want to eat organic foods, but it's just goodness. Go to Whole Foods and I spend my whole paycheck. What is your advice for people who want to eat healthy, but they're just on a budget, and buying a box of crackers is simply cheaper than buying fresh fruits and vegetables that are organic from a Whole Foods or from a Trader Joe's or Mom's? What advice would you give them?
Okay, so I had that same mentality. And I would say this, first of all, health and fitness starts with a vision, and then it starts with investing. You have to want to invest in yourself. And when we say eating healthy is not expensive, it is expensive, that comes from a lack of knowledge, because you don't have to go out and get all the organic things. It's just about researching and finding out what works for your body, and then how you can begin to implement those small changes. We didn't just go cold turkey with organic stuff.
Okay.
We didn't just go cold turkey with fresh fruit. We went from canned goods to rinsing the canned goods, rinsing the food off in the canned goods, and then when we went from there to frozen vegetables, and then we went from there to finding local farmers and buying their foods from there, which is not expensive.
Oh, okay.
It's not expensive. It's about researching and finding out what works for your body, and then researching out in your community to see about helping out some of your local farmers who are not expensive.
I see.
I have found that out throughout my 20-year journey, that was just an excuse that I was saying, and then also because of lack of knowledge.
I see. Because
you don't have to just go straight organic. Organic is this big wave that's going around, and there's nothing wrong with going organic, but you don't have to go straight organic. There are other ways to do things to live a healthy and fit lifestyle, and where your food would digest properly.
Now, there's one thing to say, hey, I'm not going to go to the grocery store and buy like cookies and cakes and snacks and stuff like that. I'm going to start buying fruits and vegetables. But a lot of times on a Friday night or a Saturday night when you're out with family, friends on a date, and you go to a restaurant, what do you suggest with regards to the type of foods you should be eating? Obviously, you can eat fruits and vegetables and salads at the restaurant, but a lot of times you don't really know what type of ingredients that they're putting in their foods or what they're doing back in the kitchen. Have you found that restaurants are very accommodating when you say, hey, listen, I want to get this, that, I don't want fried chicken, I want baked chicken, can you bake it? Can you make special accommodations for me?
No, the old saying, you have not because you ask not. If you want to live true to your health and fitness vision, you will go in with the mindset of asking and doing whatever it takes to stay true to your health and fitness journey. One of the things that several things that I practice whenever I go out to eat. Before I go out to eat, I make sure that I eat clean the first 3 meals, and then when I go out to eat, I use that as my flexible meal, not cheat meal. I don't like the word cheat meal because you can't cheat on yourself. So I just use flexible meal. And with my flexible meal, I'll usually stick with like a chicken breast and there some type of green vegetable, and then I'll do dessert. That's my flexible meal. You can never go wrong in a restaurant with a lean piece of protein on top of a healthy, colorful salad. The only thing that makes the salad wrong is if you drown it and make it into soup with dressing.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why I've completely staved off salad dressing. I used to love blue cheese dressing and love ranch dressing. I still do. I just never ate it. So I just, I use olive oil for my salads now. But I want to kind of transition a little bit. We're talking a lot about fruits and vegetables and lean proteins and what you should eat. With regards to exercise, now you mentioned earlier you and your family started walking 20 minutes a day and you saw results. Tell us a little bit more about different exercises that people can engage in with regards to better health.
Okay, so first of all, walking is a total body exercise when you engage all your muscles. When you're using your hands, you're using your feet, you can use it's different types of moves you can do to even work your abs. So walking, if you are not challenged with any type of medical issue or anything, and you can walk, you can start there, walking, and increase your time to where you're up to 60 minutes a day. And the way you transition over into different types of exercises is you add resistance to your walking by putting weights in your hand, using arm weights or using leg weights. You can walk, stop, and break down and do 25 squats, 25 push-ups, 25 jumping jacks. Those are different things that you can add in so you can be also burning by doing your cardio, which is the walking, and then you can tone and build muscle by using the hand weights, doing the squats, doing the push-ups. Because strength training is very important in any type of workout. And and one of the things that we hear from majority of which is the ladies, is I don't want to get all muscular. I don't want to. You don't have to get all muscular, but what you do want, you want tone. You want to tone, and you want to get some definition, so you don't have a bunch of loose skin or just flab going everywhere. You want to do the things that it takes to help tone your body, and strength training has a lot of medical benefits as well. It helps prevent osteoporosis. It helps build strong bones, and it's a lot of benefits with strength training. And it even helps with, it's been said that it has helped several people with arthritis. So it's different, it's so many benefits in exercising alone. Those are just simple things you can start off with. I remember starting in my first journey after doing the 20-minute walk. I gradually increased to doing like 20 jumping jacks, 20 push-ups, and 20 squats every morning when I got out of the bed, because I knew I wasn't going to go to the gym. Mm-hmm. I knew I wasn't going to do anything later when I got back in from work or whatever. So immediately when I got out of the bed, I was doing calf raises, brushing my teeth. I was doing squats, brushing my teeth. I would do jumping jacks the minute I get out of the bed, and then drop down and do push-ups. And that may seem real small, and people may say, well, that don't really do nothing. Consistency is what does it. Consistency. It doesn't matter if it's 1 minute a day. If you're consistent with that 1 minute a day, that 1 minute a day will begin to tone and burn, because 1 minute beats no minutes at all.
Exactly. I want to talk a little bit about how you engaged in better health, better fitness, eating better, exercising for yourself. But, this is what you do. This is your passion. This is what you do for a living. How did you make the transition from just doing it for yourself and for the family and for your friends and people that you love to actually doing this, and this is being your passion, this is your career? How did you make the career switch?
The career switch came from being in an unhealthy relationship. I found myself in an unhealthy relationship, and in the midst of being in that relationship, it's just like I said, there was I don't know, it was like an epitome moment that came up over me, and I said to myself, I want to be able to help people not get stuck in being in unhealthy relationships, and show them that there is a way out. And I want to do it through fitness. And as I began to just go in that direction, my class began to fill up with people who were in bad relationships. And I just used fitness as a way to help them pull out of it. So in the midst of the classes, we would do like motivational moment or inspirational moment in the beginning, and do the exercise, and at the end, we will all come together and pray together to help you on any journey that you're on, whatever you were dealing with. That's what we would always implement prayer in it. And that was the way that was what I used to help bring others in. I just used fitness as a way to help others to get free and help them know that there is always a way of escape, and you don't have to settle in life, whether it's in a relationship or for a job that you don't like. There is always a way of escape as long as you have a plan of action. And I just use fitness as a way to draw that crowd. So my heart went out to people who were in situations that they didn't feel was a way out, and I use fitness as a way to draw them in.
And obviously you've been tremendously successful in that, and from that you have written 3 books that we definitely want to talk about today. I want to talk first with you about Fitness Shift. Now this is a compilation of stories from a variety of different women that were facing challenges and were able to meet those challenges. Tell us a little bit about Fitness Shift.
Yeah, Fitness Shift, oh my, that is my baby. I love that project. That was one of the best projects I had ever worked on. It's 15 courageous and powerful women who actually use fitness as a way to shift their destiny. I mean, in the book, you have people who are having financial problems, people who are having relationship issues, job issues, low self-esteem, and they use fitness as a way to change their direction, their mindset, their perspective on life. And so what we did, because my inbox will always fill up, or emails or text messages would fill up with people asking, how do you do this when you got this going on in your life? Or what do you do in order to get this type of body? Those type of things. So I said, you know what? Let me get together with some other women who have already went through these journeys that people are asking me about, so we can put this project out there and let them read it and identify and find themselves in it and realize that change is possible. There is hope. For wherever you are in life, you can identify with one of these ladies in there and help. If you can't identify with it, then you know someone who can, and it can help pull you into that direction you need to go in. So that's where Fitness Shift came from. Just getting together with several women, which was 15 women, and we just had a great time creating this project. We did photo shoot. We did the big, huge book launch celebration, and it just turned out to be such a blessing to all those who have the book and all those who participated in the different activities that we had going on.
And I can imagine you've gotten some just amazing feedback from the people who have written the book, have read the book, and it has inspired them to make changes in their own lives as well, I imagine.
Yes, and we are still getting messages about people who are reading the book and people who are just getting the book. And we do several events throughout the year regarding the Fitness Shift movement. We also getting ready to come out with Volume 2 as well, because Volume 1 went over so well. We're about to bring in another Volume 2 in next.
Oh, that sounds great. We're looking forward to learning more about Volume 2. Now, tell us a little bit about your Psalm to Wellness. I know my book lovers are very interested in learning about that, because that's a combination of basically, fitness and health, but spirituality as well. Share with us a little bit about that.
Okay, so your Psalm to Wellness came during a really challenging season in my life. I was going through a lot of financial stress, as well as just family issues just going on. And I remember one day going home, and all I could do was just collapse on the bed. I was too much was going on in my life for me to just go straight to sleep, because my mind was going. But as I began to close my eyes, I just heard the Lord speak to me, and he began to tell me to write a book. And I was like, I kind of laughed. I was like, me, write a book? And he said, yes. I said, well, what do you want me to write about? And he just began to speak to me about wellness. And my favorite book of the Bible is Psalms. And I began to turn all of my favorite Psalms into wellness prayers. So on the left side of the book, you have your spiritual Psalm. And then on the right side of the book, you have your wellness Psalm. So that's where that book came from, just me pushing myself through my health and fitness journey by praying those prayers and speaking those declarations over my life. That's basically how that one came about.
Now, I know that my book lovers are particularly interested, especially, and I mentioned earlier, in the DMV here in the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area, where everybody is going at 100 miles an hour. Your book, Meals in a hurry. I know that they're really interested in learning more about that. And you look so happy on the cover of your book holding, the bowl of vegetables. It's awesome. It's an amazing cover. How did you compile the information for that book, and how did you kind of go about like writing that book?
Okay, so that came during a time, as a matter of fact, in 2015, I wanted to take my fitness career up another notch. I wanted to elevate a little bit because I had gotten a little comfortable with my eating habits.
Right.
So what I did, I decided to compete in my first fitness competition. Now, I had no idea what that all entailed until I got into it. And one of the most important things in fitness competition is eating. And that is what I was struggling with. So I decided to hire a coach who helped me implement structure and discipline in my life. So the recipes in that book, because I'm a mom, I'm a grandmother, I'm a wife, I'm an entrepreneur, and I'm a individual as well, I needed stuff that I can make quick,
right,
but that will help me on my health and fitness journey. So I created all of those recipes. I actually cooked them myself and wrote out the recipes for it. And I used those on my journey of elevating in my fitness career. And throughout my journey, I began to share the recipes. People were asking about them. And I said, you know what? I'm getting a lot of people asking about these books. Let me just compile it and put it in a book.
Might as well.
And then,
Might as well.
So that's what I did. I just compiled them and put them all in the book. And I began to share it. And I also do like girls' night out called Meals in a Hurry, Healthy Taste. And we just have a really fun time doing demos of different recipes in the book.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, all three books have tremendous value. I know a lot of people are going to get a lot of value from the service that you're giving the community through your own knowledge and sharing it in these books. I know my book lovers are really going to like what's in your books, and I think that you are doing just an amazing job with inspiring others and letting them know that they can achieve these goals and that health and fitness can be fun. A lot of people think like, oh my goodness, I got to go to the gym. I hate that. Going to the gym can be fun, or going out for a brisk walk can be fun, and eating right and vegetables and fruits and having a nice colorful salad. It makes you feel so much better than getting a greasy burger and fries, and I think people really need to embrace that. Yes,
it does. It gives your body life. It helps you think clear when you exercise. It just releases those endorphins, as we call them in the medical world, the happy hormones.
Happy hormones, I like that. And as we're wrapping up, I want to learn a little bit more about how you came up with your motto, "Fitness Starts Now." How'd you come up with that?
From making so many excuses in life, just kept putting things off. I just said, you know what? Fitness starts now. If I keep on saying later, I never get to my now. And so I just kind of play with the words, and that's when I created Fitness Starts Now, never later. And the other part that I usually add to it whenever I do my signature talk on it, I always add, your later will never bring you into your now. So you can start now. It doesn't matter with what, just start something now and be consistent with what you start and then start adding on it. So yes, Rob, fitness starts now, never later.
Wow. I can definitely tell you were a tough boot camp coach. I can tell it, but that's what we need. That's what we need. We have your information up on our broadcast for those who are watching, but there may be some people who are not watching but are just listening to it. Can you give us your URL, your website, and your email address so people can reach out to you?
Sure. You can connect with me through my to any of my social media from my website at IamCoachBFit.com. I am Coach, the letter B, FIT.com. And from there, you can connect with me on any of my social media. And if you just have questions or you need to make comments about the broadcast for today, you can always inbox me via email at info@IamCoachBFit.com. Info@IamCoachBFit.com.
Great. Great. Belinda, thank you so much for taking time out to talk with us and our book lovers and people who are watching about your journey and about your success and how you are inspiring the masses to be fit and to eat healthier and to exercise and just to live fuller lives. We thank you so much, and we definitely want to make you welcome to come back anytime for more call outs, or if you want to call in, or if you ever want to come into the studio, we can have a conversation there as well. So Belinda, thank you so much, and we really appreciate you being our guest today on For Book Lovers Only Live Radio.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Have a great Sunday.
You too. Bye-bye. Well, as you can see, Belinda is doing some amazing things in the world of health and fitness and nutrition, and she is really just a success story of what a person can become if they really put their mind to it. And she's right. Fitness starts now. It's never later. You have to make, those changes right now. And really thank Belinda for sharing her success and her story with us. And we are truly inspired by her example. And be sure to stop by ForBookLoversOnly.com and pick up a copy. Fitness Shift, Your Psalm to Wellness, and Meals in a Hurry. That's Fitness Shift, Your Psalm to Wellness, and Meals in a Hurry. So Belinda, once again, thank you, and thank you for watching. We're going to wrap up this broadcast. Once again, we thank Belinda, and we thank you for watching. This is Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition Month here For Book Lovers Only Live Radio. Next week, we're going to have a fitness expert, and she is a competitor and an author. A fitness competitor and an author. Her name is Kim Griffin. She's going to be in our studio to chat about her book. And we're also going to have another guest who is also a fitness competitor and a personal trainer, Rochelle Cannon. She is a friend of mine for over 10 years. And she's just going to join in the discussion. And we're just going to continue to talk about sports and fitness and health and nutrition. And, hope that you all get a lot of value out of this and that you're able to achieve whatever goals that you may have with regards to your own health and wellness. So be sure to tune in next week for more great books and more talented authors. My name is Rob Brown. I'm your internet radio host and chief book lover, and this is For Book Lovers Only Live Radio. And remember, if you love books, we have a home for you. Take care, and we'll see you next week.